And Cannon, like, I feel like is a pretty good weapon all around, even in the 2v2 scene. We'll have to see how that factors into the team combos that they have with Godless and Holox. But here we go. Game number 1, Tiger and Jerryk versus Holox and Godless.
All right, here we go. It's like Godless manages to get that cannon first and already gets a great start. Woo! Yeah, that was a great string off of a dodge read right there, and that's kind of what we have to see. You have to earn it a little bit harder now in terms of the follow-up to get off the dodge, but already getting like 3 hits. That's a great start from Godless, saying, I was never carried by this weapon. I carry this weapon.
I mean, that's what you always want to do. You want to be the trendsetter. You want to be the person leading the pack. You want to be that guy standing in the front of the line, telling everyone, leading where everyone else goes. You want to be, you know, the Stevenator to the Gauntlet scene back in the day. That's a really old reference. Some people might not get that in the chat, but you know. I mean, you gotta love him though. You gotta love him. Either way, Godless looking for that KO off on the top. Tiger was taking the knockout on the sky. Almost took the Cannon space program, but fortunately still lived just a little bit longer. He's gonna send Holox off onto the top. Not quite gonna find that KO either, but there it is off onto the side onto Tiger, and Godless trying to come over, get a little pressure on a Jerryk, but Jerryk is surviving for just a little bit. Tiger able to make his way back in, but no weapon. It means that he can't quite go in for the assistance for Jerryk just yet.
Okay, like that weapon throw from Holox. Looks like this is a pretty bad for Tiger and Jerryk. Honestly, Holox and Godless are getting the job done, and I like what I'm seeing. You know, I felt like with the way I was kind of describing things before, it was like Jerryk, Tiger, move on to the next one, but that is not the case right here, as Godless and Holox are very much so putting on quite the show. They're keeping up. In fact, they're ahead a little bit. It looks like Tiger and Jerryk are kind of narrowing that gap a little bit right now, but if Godless and Holox keeps playing the way they've been playing, they could very easily take this game 1. That'd be great momentum to have.
Yeah, that kind of pressure and ability to just take advantage in the set would put them in such a great place mentally, and it would definitely shake the trees a little bit in terms of the Tiger Jerryk camp. And that's something you always want to do. You want to, you know, get in the minds of the opponents, not just be on your game in terms of, you know, getting all those combos down, picking up your teammate, whatever your teammate throws over at you, having the just the right spacing. Sometimes it's also playing that mental game, just you know, getting the goop, the gobbledygook.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was looking for a word there, and I mixed myself up right there.
Well, I mean, that's the way you got to play it, right? I mean, in the same way. Oh, that recovery. That's one way to mix yourself up. Godless getting taken down to the last stock. And now, just like that, I mean, Holox and Godless had an amazing start that is now turning into kind of a subpar mid-game, which could then lead to a disastrous endgame. They need to clean it up right here and now. Jerryk is in the orange on his final stock. They need to collapse on JK right now, get that KO, and then get the 2v1 on the Tiger. Now, Tiger going to drop right there to the spear recovery. Here's a 2v1, a trade with the ground pound there, which works out for Jerryk, because I'm pretty sure that cannon ground pound at that damage would be very close, if not enough on its own to KO.
Jerryk doing a fantastic job of surviving just a little bit longer. Almost gets taken off on the top. That would have been putting Tiger into that 2v1 scenario, and now Godless trying to find a KO off on the top onto Jerryk. Jerryk playing a little bit back into the center of the stage, trying to get a bit of a support role, but Holox actually getting around Tiger's front line and able to just destroy the setup that the red team had. Is going to be pretty devastating. Jerryk going to get taken out on the right side. That's going to force the 2v1. Goddess with the weapon throw. Second weapon throw coming in, and that's going to confirm the KO. Holox and Goddess taking game number 1 in what a lot of people would consider a pretty big upset.
I know, and this is like such a mix-up, because we just finished casting Australia, and we got to see Godless, right? Or Goddess. But it's like the kind of thing, it's like, man, we just saw Goddess, and now we got Godless. So that's like already a mix-up. And I mean, you were talking about mixing up yourself, man. I'm getting mixed up by the tags we got. Why y'all got such similar tags out here? Why are there so many people with God-related tags that are this good at Brawlhalla? Maybe I got to change my name to Super God or something, so I can be good too, man.
It's just, I mean, at the very least, it's a good thing that EU and SEA don't play on the same day, because then you'd have Vortex and Vortex back to back in 2 different regions. That'd be wild. Anyway, Holox and Godless. There we go. Godless making game number 2 start off just right. Tiger and Jerryk trying to make things work a little bit, but they're already in the orange. They're getting hit so hard, and the weapons that Holox and Godless have in their hands, the cannon, the axe, are 2 very heavy weapons. On the other side, 2 swords. They're not the highest damage weapons. They're very versatile, but those aren't the ones where you hit them 3 times and they're already halfway through their stock.
Yeah, one thing I will say that I love about Godless's gameplay is that they are very adept at getting that cannon D-Light. Well, that weapon throw was immaculate as well. But that cannon D-Light, I mean, especially now, right before, you would kind of fish for cannon sidelight over and over and over, try to get the dodge, and then zoop across the stage. There was like 1 dodge frame windows between sidelight and Sayer, and then the recovery was true. But now, you have to get that dodge, so the only way to get your guaranteed conversions with the cannon is to go for a dodge read or get that D-Light. That's the only thing you really have that'll give you that guaranteed conversion there, and Godless is so proficient at finding those openings.
No weapon in hand, though, trying to play on the back foot, trying to survive just a little bit, but taking a lot of damage. You're getting caught in between Jerryk and Tiger. Is going to cost quite a bit of that stock. Holox approaching that red space. Has to play back a little bit and be very careful. Losing the stock right now would give Jerryk and Tiger the lead, and there it is. Side air off onto the right is going to lead into that second KO onto Holox, giving the advantage to the red team here. And the red team now taking that advantage is able to pressure and hold that map control. Godless holding on to the front line spacing for this blue team is, gonna actually land the gravity cancel neutral state. The cannonball's coming right on out. And now the positions have reversed, and there's a KO on to Jerryk. 1 stock left on Jerryk and Holox. These stocks are all evened up.
Yeah, this is looking like one of those games where it's gonna be close, right? There we go. Tiger does fall, and we're kind of expecting Godless to be the next one to leave the screen here. It's gonna see how long Godless can kind of keep this stock alive, and so far the answer is a decent amount of time. Godless is actually just kind of messing around, throwing that cannon around, getting those end lights, and no one can seem to get a hit here. But Holox is actually struggling in the 1v1 versus Tiger. You can see Holox kind of retreats back to Godless and is like, hey, yo, look, I need help. I know you're trying to stay alive, but because you're doing so hard, you're kind of playing a bit more of a passive game, and that's giving Tiger more time to kind of sauce on me in the 1v1. So I'm going to need you to pull up real quick. And this is the kind of moment where if you're Godless, yeah, you might just want to say goodbye to your stock. Oh, God. Come on. Okay. Holox manages to squeeze life out of that scenario there in the 2v1, and now this is a great place to be in for Team Blue.
And this is going to be another reversal here. Blue started off with the lead. Red took it back in the middle of the game. And then that mid-game, Jerryk took quite a bit of punishment, and now it's back into the advantage for the blue team. Now, the downlight actually meaning to catch Tiger out of the air, but instead catching his teammate. Actually, quite interestingly enough, saved Godless from the aerial combo from Tiger's hammer. So the turnaround there, a little bit of a interesting scenario, but that is going to be the blue team taking game number 2. The side air confirming the KO onto Tiger I believe that was, Tiger off onto the right side, and that is going to be 2-0 in the set. They're looking really phenomenal, like a team that you would expect would defeat the last champion of the last 2 tournaments, Vortex and Reaper.
Yeah, and it's interesting to watch as well because I don't know what it is today, but I've seen at least on like 5 different occasions now where teams will try to combo into sword recovery, and they just won't get that extra oomph from that like kind of last hit that sends the trajectory. And it's like, man, I don't know if everyone's just having a bad day. I feel like it's uncharacteristic that what
oh no!
That ain't great.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Tiger losing a free stock off onto the right, just falling to his doom as he just jumped offside. I think he thought he had a dodge, maybe even his recovery, just so he could touch the wall on the side, play it really risky on the deep end. But no, he just jumped. He jumped off the diving, like the big diving board at the pool, and just kept going. Like there wasn't any water down there. He just went down to the bottom.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Cracked your skull on impact. You do not want to do that. Tiger losing that stock kind of basically for no reason there, and that's gonna cost them quite a bit. Now, granted, Tiger, that's one way to get it back. You get that down sig, that swipe, Now you get rid of one stock on that team, and if you can kind of get the damage to make up for the fact that you just lost that stock, it's whatever. We'll forgive you, but first you got to get that damage. Tiger, though, just trying to survive for now as Holox finally lose their first stock, and we have ourselves actually a slight lead, if you can even call it that, for the red team, because you know this is like just a couple hits away from being blue team favorite. And there you go.
I mean, it looks like it's about to be that again. The clash onto Tiger. That's so unnecessary. He got the breakdance. I didn't actually think that was going to connect, but Tiger dodged up trying to get to that wall again. I don't think that dodge would have actually put him like close enough to get to that wall.
I don't think so either.
Either way, catching on the breakdance, that's just icing on the cake. That's the cherry on the ice cream. That's the banana on the sundae. Like,
so that little extra bit of deliciousness, you know. It's really it's the, what do you call it, man? Gosh, I'll come back to you in a moment because my brain just dirt on what I want to say. But no.
The accoutrement?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's.
It's the scallions, man. It's the scallions for the garnish. You know, you just throw that on top. Hold on, Jerry. We looking good. We're gonna come back because Tiger has one stock left, so it's all up to Tiger to kind of extend the stock as long as possible. But you can see, man, there's so many like hazard options that Tiger has to avoid here. Like, you get caught by a neutral light. Oh, that's gonna be damage. Oh my gosh, Tiger lived, but barely. One more hit is pretty much going to be it for Tiger there. If they can collapse, I don't know, man. At this point, this might be a 3-0. I think that first stock being lost from Tiger so quickly really did serve as a huge detriment to the team. But I don't even know, just kind of with the way that they're playing, if having that stock would have been enough to save this game.
Jerryk finally finding that KO, and now forming that front line. The spawn coming in from Holox going to force. The weapon throw not actually interrupting the hit. That was actually going to hit Jerryk, and Jerryk being the only person not in the red on the red team. Can't afford to take too much damage here, and he's been taking so much. Tiger trying to play in the back end of Holox covering the corner and trying to make sure that Tiger doesn't make his way back to down. The ground pound is going to find that KO. Jerryk coming onto the wall, trying to find his way back up. Has still an opportunity to find a victory here. It's not going to be.
Gotta get the ground pound here.
It's not going to be easy. Oh, neutral air is going to allow for that chase dodge, which is a very smart play by them. They don't need to necessarily worry about the stocks. They are pretty healthy right now still. Godless is... Ooh, that was a very close neutral light. Side air off onto the right. Weapon throw, dodge through. Still an opportunity. Gets the ground pound off onto the side, and that is going to be 3 and out in the set as Godless and Holox qualify their way into the grand finals in a major destructive set of just... I don't know. What do you want to call that?
That was a blowout. That was, you know, Tiger and Jerryk is a team that you expect to be in grand finals. And that's not to say that they won't be. They might qualify through loser's side, but they're a team you kind of expect to make it through winner's side, you know, 9 times out of 10. But it looks like that 1 time out of 10 is going to be today by a team that I don't think anyone really expected to be there. Godless and a Holox. I mean, Holox I'm more familiar with. Holox has been an amazing contender in SCA for a while now. I don't think Holox has won any of the tournaments, but usually is able to kind of coast in that top 8 range. But Godless I'm not as familiar with, so that's a team of 2 people that like you don't really see make it to the end of the gauntlet, coming together, joining up, and being able to take out a powerhouse team. Not only did they take out the powerhouse team, but they took them out convincingly. And you said they took out Vortex and Reaper earlier, right? So that's not just one powerhouse team, but 2 powerhouse teams that they are now